Hey guys, this is Rick Shaw and the Rickshawettes. Hey guys, so we're doing okay. I'm a little bit ecstatic about what's going on with me. I think the deal with my health was it might have been my own stupidity. I don't know, but I did find it was Carl, a guy that started talking to me. I couldn't find this doctor on the YouTube, but it's because we go back and forth on Messenger. Real nice fellow, married to a Filipina, and he gave me this link to this doctor. So, Maddie, I don't want him to have those. He'll break them. Okay, he can have these ones. Here, give him these ones. And so I'll see if I can get that put in. There was one he did about the flu. And I'll link that, but you can look at his other stuff if this kind of thing interests you. But he's like a nutritionist guy. But what happened to us, we went out last night to our friend's house and had a little bit of beer. I was being real careful, with the stomach. But they had some shomai, and I know that's got a little bit of the gluten in there. But I ate a couple. You dip them in the soy and the garlic stuff, and just had a couple of them for a taste, and they were really good. Our friend made those. She's like my wife. She makes really good stuff to eat, steams them up. Well, what happened was we got in a little bit late and went to bed, but I fell asleep. I had 5-6 days in a row with no gasping for air before I sleep, and everybody telling me it's sleep apnea and all this. And no. But I woke up at 2, and I could just taste those shomai in my throat. Not all gassy or anything, but definitely a stomach ache, and my heart was up a little bit. It was 2 in the morning. Well, after I got up, I took a little shot of vinegar, a shot glass full of this cider vinegar we buy with the mother in it, they call it.
Hello.
And started feeling better, but I had to go, and I went to the can, and then I felt the heart rate went down a little bit. I wasn't getting that beating of my heart in my stomach. And I felt better. This is by 2:30. This is fast. It cleared up real quick. So, but I'm usually afraid to lay down. But I thought, well, I'm gonna lay down. And I laid down. And I actually slept until about 6. It was well light. I'm usually up before light. It was well light around 6. I had a really good sleep. I got getting caught up on my sleep all of a sudden.
Mama dropped it.
Okay. All right. Let me do this. And so feeling a lot better with this. And like I say, I'll put a link to this guy. If I can find the one that has it on the mucus stuff, I'll put that in there. But felt just can't believe that seems like it's the end of this, because I've been suffering this for years. I mean, all the way back until the 90s. But I didn't realize, it was the milk. When they did the test on me, where they pulled foods from me. If I would have stopped the milk, I could have found out then. So that's my own stupidity. But it seems like it's pretty much done. I got up, a little bit of white stuff on my tongue, a little bit of a coating. I brushed that out. Nothing in my throat at all. I'm not choking anymore. My neck doesn't feel thick. So I'm pretty happy about that. But there's some other things I feel pretty good about. I have a lot of people that comment. I got the bicycle wheel came for the bike I bought broken, and so that was really nice of the company that sent the wheel out. I didn't really want to send it back, so I'm not going to do that today. I just don't feel like doing that kind of stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and get that bicycle fixed up, and we'll get that rolling again, because I'd like a bike for around here. But the other thing I got, and this was a Lazada thing. A lot of people said, oh, you go out to these little shops here, you can get them cheaper. Well, no, I was looking for a floor jack for a long time, and I hope you can see this. It's a little dark in here, but I picked up this 3-ton job, and tried it out. It seems to be pretty good. It's a Chinese one. Now, I got the jack stands, and I saved a ton. Now, there's the welds on these. This is what I say about, the fish vendors welding in China. Look at this. And I don't like the way that's put together, but for the price, I never, once I get the car jacked up in here and I'm under it, I keep the jack under there and 2 jack stands, and, I put some weight on them, and, I check everything, because that's my life hangs in the balance. So, but they look like they're going to be okay for what I'm picking up. They're heavy duty. Everything was 3-ton. I just don't think that's good. I made a joke about, they get fish vendors. bring them in off the streets and have them weld. Well, I can weld. I can stick weld. I actually had a neighbor. I used to go over to his garage. He actually taught me how to weld cast and how you pack it with lime and preheat and everything. So I learned that. He taught me a little bit of aluminum welding. I had an uncle that was a welder for a boiler company. I used to get to go down on weekends there, and he'd teach me how to weld. And once I picked up that skill, I've never really lost it. I can run a nice bead stick weld. Now wire welding, I'll be honest, I'm not that great with it. You know, once somebody sets up the wire speed for me and everything, yeah, I could do a good bead, but I don't know enough about that, and I'm happy stick welding. You know, I do a pretty good job even with the thin stuff. Just know how to run the heat. I used to have a Lincoln welder when I was in California, and I welded some thin stuff together and didn't have much of a problem. So, you know, it's just all how you set the machine. And it has a book in there that tells you if you're welding this, set it there. Hey, go figure. Read the manual. That's something a lot of guys don't do. They don't read the manuals, but I do read the manuals. And so, like I say, I'm just super happy about what's going on with this throat thing. You know, I was thinking that all this was one thing tied together. Now it's two things. But last night this stomach thing ended very quickly. I fell back asleep, and I was just real happy about it. So, Carl, man, thanks for sending me that down. And like I say, I'll try to put it in the link. But we had a nice day yesterday. Our friend's going to be moving. She's given up her duties here, and she's going to be moving into a condo in Makati. So they're going to have a party tomorrow for her, and we wish her all the best. It's tough to get over that way because of all the traffic, but I'm sure we'll find our way over there to visit with her, because she's been my wife's friend, I think, 23 some years, and my favorite of all my wife's buddies. I really love her to death. Love you, Mom, enough. And so we're going to hate to see her go. But things are nice. It's today. It's like it's not really hot, but I'm just very sweaty. It must be the humidity. This is what kind of a hazy. It's not really any sun at all today. There's no rain yet, but we really haven't had sun. But it's just I'm sticky. I'm sweaty and sticky today. So, but you know, I got some videos. I hope this one don't take too long to load. I usually load these up at night because they don't load in the daytime. And today I have absolutely no signal at all. Last night when I got up, I didn't even pick up the phone. I felt so bad. And then when it went away, I thought, boy, I gotta lay down. So everything was good. Your mama's in there hollering at the little ones for something. Don't know what that's about, but I love how my little babies, they can switch from English to Tagalog at the drop of a hat. So that's a good thing. I wish I knew Tagalog as good as they did. I don't know why. I think I got a mental block on that, because my wife will tell me a word and I'll write it down and I forget it. I'll forget it or lose the paper or something, but we'll see. We'll see if I can start picking that up a little bit better. We're looking forward. I hope everything works out with the move and what they told us about the house down there. Me, we're doing okay, but like myself, I'm not wanting to having any kind of a big monstrous place or anything like that. I had one of those in California, and it's just a chore to keep up. We're in this house. I don't know how many square meters this one is. I would imagine the floor space. Hey guys, not so loud. I would imagine it's a little over 100, maybe 120, and we don't even use the upstairs. The tile's all cracked and broken and lifting everywhere, and I don't want the kids getting chopped up on it. I'm using one bedroom for storage, and then I go up there to open the windows, and I guess my wife goes up there and closes them all the time. Trying to get the air blowing through this house so that we're not so stuffy. And today it's stuffy in the house. It's the way they build these out of concrete. There's no air moving. And we're only open on one side here. Upstairs it's opened on 3 sides, so there's always some good air. And that was like our house we're getting built. It's opened on 3 sides. There is a firewall in between the people on the left-hand side of the house, but it's open on 3 sides. So there should be good ventilation through there. I was actually looking online, getting ready to get a gen set for it. They seem to say that this thing's going to be done. My wife knows somebody that's a big wig. It's one of her caddy buddies, and I guess this person is a golfer, and she knows it's her regular player, so they did some talking, and I guess he's going to get this thing rolling. He didn't like what he heard, and he already got a hold of the people down there saying what the hell's going on, and it looks like maybe things are going to get moving. It takes my wife a long time to get ticked off, but when she does, she's scary. But yeah, she looks like she's going to get it rolling, and we're hoping this thing gets going. If we can ever get out of here, I mean, we can't leave the province. They freed us up a little bit, but I'm hearing Cebu's stuff. I'm glad that Mr. Duterte sent a general down to Cebu to find out what's going on. My opinion is the more testing you're going to do, the more positives you're going to find. Period. And there's a lot of people who get this virus that are asymptomatic. I haven't had the flu. I do know some people that they go down and get flu shots and they get the flu, and they're so buffaloed into this flu shot thing that they say, oh, but if I wouldn't have got the flu shot, it would have been worse. Yeah, I don't think she wants you to go over there right now, though. But that's how they do with this. I'm not into vaccines or anything like that. I'm just not. You hear about some of this stuff like India. They let the Gates Foundation do vaccines in their country for how many years? 11 or 12 years, and for polio, the incidence of polio went up to average of 440,000 a year now, when it was way lower than that. So I'm not convinced that that vaccines are always the answer, and the stuff they put in to keep them. The flu shots, in my opinion, is I think they're guessing. They don't know what flu is going to come around, and they got to make these vaccines way in advance, so they're guessing. Are they ever right on what flu? So I'm not sure about that, and I'm not. Yeah, that's allowed, guy. I'm not convinced myself to take one. I mean, if you want to take one, that's your business. Take 10. I don't care. It's none of my business. But for myself and my family, I just don't want them at all. I'd rather shy away from them. The jury's still out for me. And I get a lot of people saying, oh, you're crazy. Well, something, it's what I think, and it's what I do. I don't go around saying you're crazy, and I get a lot of that. I've actually, now on my channel, I get a lot of comments that I'm deleting. My phone's set up to where it gives us a special beep when somebody comments. And then I go right away. I usually have the phone somewhere, right? I think it's over there now. But when it beeps, I'll go right to it, pick it up, and if it's a foul one or something that's untoward, stuff I don't want my kids to see, or anybody, I just go ahead and delete it right away. I am screen shooting some of them. I screen shoot a lot of stuff, so that way I have it. Because I'd like some of these people. If you don't like my opinions and my views, don't watch, man. I'm going to put that out there. I make comments all the time, on a lot of different posts I see. I comment a lot, and I get some people coming back that are just vicious, telling me I'm stupid, I'm uneducated. They don't know what my education is or what I am. But I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of people that are PhDs. They've been through all the schooling, and they got all this stuff, but when it comes to wisdom, some of them are sorely lacking. So just because you got a lot of schooling behind you don't mean crap. My father was a pretty smart fella. He was very smart. He ran businesses, he made a lot of money, he just was a real smart guy. And my mom also, and you know what? Neither one of them got past the 6th grade. So, give me a break, people. Give me a break. There's learn on the job, and there's go to school. And I see a lot of people who go to school that, they just don't have it. I actually had a young fella, don't want to say who he is because I know it'll hurt their feelings, but I was in my field, and he took some classes at his college. He's been in college. I think he's 38 years old. He's still in college, sucking on his mommy's teeth. And he said, yeah, he took a semester of electrical engineering, and he knows all this stuff. Well, you know something? I knew some electrical engineers, and I tell you what, they're pretty smart guys, but they don't know a damn thing about the installations and what we have to deal with on our part of the job. And they'll do things like overbuild. Well, when you're doing electrical work, you can't overbuild an electrical system. You lead to arc flash. You lead to very expensive things down the line for the customer. You know, where something could be an arc flash 1, it's very inexpensive to do maintenance on that. But if you're an arc flash 4, because they overbuilt the system, you're talking, my goodness, you got to have a crew there to do anything, and safety stuff, and shut things off. And the cheapest way to do it is just shut it down. So you're going to have shutdowns. The customers don't like that. So, you know, I don't buy all the people that went to school that they're that smart and have wisdom. Some of them don't have common sense. Schooling has been taken over by liberals. That's what I can see. I mean, you look at some of these kids on campus, and you talk to them. I watch a guy on there a lot of times, Mark Dice, where he'll go on the campuses. And there's another guy, I think he's louder than crowded. And he'll go on the campus and ask these guys simple questions, and it's like these kids are clueless. You know, they're just spouting what this liberal professor told them that never got out in the real world. I mean, if you're gonna have let's say an economics teacher teach you a business, what I think it needs to be is a retired guy who ran a company, not some guy who's been a teacher for 35 years. What the heck do you want to learn from him? He don't know nothing. He's never out there and had to make a buck. He's got his schooling and his tenure, and that's all he cares about. So I get a lot of these people telling, oh yeah, but this person's more educated than you, and so how much do you know? When you get your PhD, then you can talk. Well, wait a minute. Some of these people with PhD, they've never been out in the real world, people. They're just not. So, and this one, I'm sure this one's going to get a lot of flack, and there's going to be a lot of haters get on here, and I'll be deleting a lot more of these. You know, I just don't like the foul language. My little daughter, we answered 3 or 4 of them earlier today, and she helps me with them. You know, it's all part of the English with her, and how to put her words together for a good answer. And some of them that she comes up with are short, but they seem pretty good, so we put them up. And like I say, we have some fun with it. But I don't know, we're going to keep doing the channel, and I hope that, you know, if you don't like the channel, don't watch. Me, I've never, since I've been watching YouTube channels, gave anyone a thumbs down. If I watch something, and I don't just take it all on one, I'll watch a few, and if it's heading in the direction I don't, I just don't subscribe to them, don't watch them anymore. And if their videos come up, I might look, but mostly I'll just stay away from it. I'm not going to go ahead and give anyone a hard time. I will bring up some points in some of the comments on some of these people if I disagree with them, but you know, just help to make them think a little bit. You know, I'm all about that. I don't want to shut anybody off. Like my wife was telling me, oh, this person, you need to block them. I don't know. We just had a big thing yesterday before we left about blocking somebody. No, I'm not going to block them. I'm not going to block them. And if you do block them, they can probably start another channel somewhere else and come back anyway. I'm not going to block them. I'll listen to what they say. I will answer them. You know, I answered the one guy that left me this follow. I mean, this one fella got on there. I screenshot it, and I had to do 2 screenshots to get it all up, and he was like, you ignoramus POS, and you shouldn't be allowed to breathe, and if I could come where you are, I would definitely kill you, and I'd get Trump while I was at it, you know. So somebody's different than you, and all of a sudden you want him dead, and then later on he was wishing I got COVID and died. I was like, I don't wish that on anybody. I don't buy into a lot of this virus stuff, that it's you know, they're making it more than what it is. And I know there are people getting sick. Hey, people get the flu every year and die. And you know, if they put them on a ventilator, how often they put people on the flu on a ventilator? It's because the hospitals get money for that. You know, so follow the money. I've always been about that. So, well, this is just Rick Shaw, getting some stuff off my chest and just talking a little bit about things on my mind. And leave some comments and share it if you want, all that kind of good stuff. But just remember, pray for each other, pray for your enemies, you know, pray for them all. And hopefully this crazy thing in this world will end, and Satan will be beaten back. If we pray to the good Lord and ask Him, He will change His mind. It's in the Bible history, on and on, where He's changed His mind. You know, so that's what we can hope for. If not, I'll meet you in the air.